Ms. Tenney is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to Ms. Fischbach and our Minnesota hosts, and to all of you, and especially thank you so much to John Schiefelbein and your mom sitting right here by me. It's very exciting to be here. Thank you for taking pictures of me and Representative Moore up on a big tractor. She has a connection there. It was fun. I'm going to make you feel a little better, Ms. Moore, because I want to tell you, when everyone's talking about all the lakes, Michigan has the most lakes. I think it's like 36,000 or something. But with waters of the U.S., New York may have the most lakes because we're probably the most left-wing state here. So we are happy that is not going to be coming and rearing its ugly head too much longer. I will say one of the more important things in Wisconsin, and being a former competitive curler, Wisconsin has the most curling clubs in the nation, and I think Minnesota is second. So there you go. So Minnesota does have something distinctive. But I really appreciate all of you for being farmers. I talked to Mr. Schiefelbein earlier. My cousin is a beef cattle farmer. My brother's wife's family have Angus. So we really appreciate, we know how hard the work is. They were dairy farmers. They got involved in crops. We know how hard it is. But I also come from the new district created in New York. New York 24 is the largest agricultural district in the Northeast, largest dairy district. Third largest apple producing county in the United States is Wayne County, right in my district, right on the beautiful shores of Lake Ontario. And we have a lot of similarities as we were driving out here. Minnesota looks a lot like New York. We have great soil, great water, short growing season, lots of cold weather, lots of snow. Actually, we probably have more snow than you do. But I want to focus in a little, and I know, Mr. Vold, you've been asked a lot of questions, but dairy is a huge issue for us, obviously. And I feel your pain when that Class 7 dairy was taken out of the USMCA. It was really devastating for New York. And we have a huge border with Canada. My district actually is almost all of the shore of Lake Ontario, which is bordered with Canada. And I was just going to ask you on this issue is now we're in litigation with Canada. Obviously, the U.S. Trade Representative got a big win last year. Do you support potentially having retaliatory tariffs against Canada to enforce this law so that we can get a better trade balance on the dairy products, especially what we lost with Class 7?
Thank you for the question, Congresswoman. I'm going to just say for the record that since I am not a trade negotiator, I won't be able to give you an educated answer to that question. But in terms of what I've stated earlier in this hearing, I still am stand by my comments of being a country that enforces their trade policies. Otherwise, we are going to be directly hurt. So, and I just also want to say that, same with the congressman from Pennsylvania, I actually have a lot of friends part of the Land O'Lakes system in your parts of the world. So I get to hear their perspective on how their regions are affected by oversurplus, lack of markets, and so forth. But I would support some type of retaliatory effort to stabilize our markets.
Okay, so I got one more question. And now that you're robotic with your dairy, I know one of our big issues, and a couple of my colleagues mentioned it, is the labor issue. You said you only had one full-time, two part-time in your family. What is your angle on that? And maybe we could ask also the other farm. What is your angle on how do we create more opportunities so that we get more people working on farms? And I'm not sure what minimum wage and some of the things here are in this area. But if you could just maybe quickly comment on that, I have less than a minute left.
That's a great question, and the reason we went to robotics in our family's operation was strictly because of labor. It wasn't that. I think people need to also understand that farms, dairy farms, other ag producers that utilize immigrant labor do not underpay their employees. Our employees all worked 40 hours a week, and they had 15 hours of straight overtime plus housing, and they were very, very competitive in our local market.
Maybe I could just ask Ms. Olson too, though. I mean, since you're on the dairy side of it, or even labor alone, what is the solution that Minnesotans are looking at in terms of dealing with this labor issue?
Well, on our farm, personally, being an organic farm, we need people to hoe weeds. We used to hire high school workers to do that, and they no longer would do that. So we work with families in the state of Texas. They come up for the summer. They hoe weeds for us. I think we employ 18 right now, and I believe their rate right now is $18 an hour for the ones that have returned, and we have a sliding scale for years of experience.
Can I ask one quick question? Do you have
Yes.
unionized labor in Minnesota for farm workers?
Not that we're aware of. I know it's been talked about, but as an independent, not for us.
Thank you so much to everyone. My time's expired.